Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be doing some hacking on Juice Shop. For those of you who don't know, it's a vulnerable VM, like a lab that you can use to test uh, different exploits and things like that. I spun up a Kali VM to do this with, and I downloaded the Juice Shop in a Docker container form. And I also um, sandboxed it because I'm gonna be on stream today. Which unfortunately I tested it earlier this morning, and it takes away a little bit of the functionality. Like there's like an AI portion and an API thing that was on there when you have it connected. So maybe another time I'll have to connect it up, and then we'll be able to uh, do those portions of the Juice Shop application. Also, I didn't know that it was you could stream like the Try Hack Me rooms and stuff, like even the ones that you pay for. So I have uh, my Try Hack Me account is on under a different alias, um, and I'll see if I can reset it to 0, or even just pick up where I left off, and then we can do some Try Hack Me rooms too, which I think will be more interesting and varied, at least for content. Juice Shop is kind of like an old program, but it's an old code, but it still checks out. Anyway, so uh-oh, I did it wrong. And I don't know if you guys mind or not, but I'm going to turn on some music so I can listen to it while I'm doing this too. And as we're going through, I'll kind of, explain what my mindset is, what I'm looking at, what I'm going through. Uh, but um, today I think we're just going to be covering some of the like recon type portions. So mostly what I'll be doing is just going through the application and looking at some of the stuff and creating an account, a fake account. I'm using air quotes, can't see me, but creating a fake account, and then walking the application. Maybe I'll do a little directory enumeration. So get this music set up. Nice. Better. So first off, I'm going to create a I'm just going to create a Juice Shop general for notes and stuff, because I've done this before, not like the whole Juice Shop, but I think I just did there's something in Try Hack Me where it was part of, like, you walk the web application and they had you open up dev tools and stuff like that. And then I did like a brute force on the password for one of the users or something. But as far as that, that's all I have experience wise. So we need to get yep, it's right there. See what I mean? Default. Two window. Yeah. Want a tab. It always bothers me when you're doing this and you the way that Kali like separates their things. So I actually have a dedicated hacking box that with like its own profile and all that I do all my actual bug bounty work on and actual hacking on. It's not a VM or nothing like that, and I do that so I can take advantage of the computer's resources, so I don't have to rely on kind of what I got right now, which is a piddly little 4 cores, 8 gigabytes. I made it like the equivalent of, I have one of those GMK Tech mini boxes. I think I bought it for like $109 on sale. Fire up some Burp Suite. Taking notes here. Everything's out of date. It all sucks. It's gonna work. Okay. Sorry. All right. So for those of you who don't know, well, if you've never used this before, or if you just don't know, Burp Suite, like most everything, starts off in light mode, which is friggin' eye cancer. And so the way to get your Burp Suite to be dark mode, if you don't know, once it gets started up, I'll show you. You come on up here, you can go to Burp and then go settings. Come on down here to user interface, display, and then you can switch it. It's normally on light. I changed it already because I didn't want my face to get nuked on stream. And then I went ahead and increased the size of the font for everybody to see a little bit better. That's how you do that if you were. You can also change, this is where you change your, you either do it for the project or the user. If you have Burp Pro. But you can add your proxy listeners. I was going to show you something else. I forgot what it was. Must have not been important. Anyways, so now we got Burp going. We're going to come on over here to the target section. No, proxy section, and we are going to open the browser. Now, normally, like on my regular box, I use Firefox with Burp Proxy. And so that's what that proxy was, that proxy setting was, Burp. And then you come over here and you put it on localhost on port 8080. You say whatever color you want, name it whatever you want, and then that will proxy your traffic through Burp Suite, and then you'll have to download the CA certificate as well to get it to work. But this ought to do pretty good. Go HTTP history, so we're all set up. We should be seeing some web requests here in a minute. So HTTP. Here is Juice Shop. I do not use Chrome. Any of my computers at all. I think that some of that stuff is cancer. All right, so we have our web request inspector go away. And you can see here all the initialization. It's not doing anything at all on this. It's just setting up the juice shop and everything. As far as I know, I don't know. I'm not advanced. I'm like a novice moving into an intermediate sort of level as far as where I'm at, if I had to guess. But there's this one. Name, scoreboard, coded. That's one of the things that you do. It took me a while to find that. But initially when I come up to an application, you know, you see what's going on. You want to explore like the functionality and get to know what you're working with. So this is the home page, and we got just a bunch of the products, prices. You can click on them. Reviews. Oh, there we go. Very nice. See, we're already getting a information disclosure, which is good for, which is really good for like a pen test, but doesn't mean anything at all. We got this one. We'll put one up here for, because I know I'm gonna have to create an account up here at the top right. There's an account, so we're gonna have to create an account. Let's see. I'm really slow on this, but now, you know, since we saw this, where there's one, there's more, right? So we'll just go through and we'll click on all these. None of that. This one has an extra link. Pick that up. Just get it done. Oh, there's another person. Vendor. Prices. But this is going to give us some users to enumerate for when we do dictionary attack. I apologize if you can hear my keyboard. Did the best I could to try and get the sound all fixed and sorted out. It usually doesn't work out the way you want. Technology doesn't. All right. Stars for horrible security. That is must have had his account done in. Wait a minute. Stand vendor. You go. I don't know. That's how I pronounce that. Where's that? This one? There's two. Stand and vendor. Captain Games. Group press, no reviews. All kinds of people here. I'm just taking my time. This is a chill stream for this one. It's Saturday. Got a real long week, so I'm just interested in kind of taking it easy and going through this nice and slow. Not trying to prove a point. There's a lot of users. I would actually like to build like a juice shop style app that could be put into a Docker container for other people to use too. I even thought, like, I don't know how difficult it is. I mean, I'd imagine you'd have to do the whole coding, front end, back end, little server and stuff like that. But I think it'd be really cool to do one of these um, and not have it like all on one, but have, you know, like a easy, medium, and hard. And then as you go, you know, you can even have more than that, but as you go, maybe getting uh, more closer to production systems, you know. Another page. We got merch. I don't know. I'm not into merch. No. There's some of these guys. I wonder if we can see what I'm thinking is like when it says sold out or only 3 left or only 1 left. I'm wondering if we can circumvent that through burp later on. Safe search, Jim and Bender. Extra link. I think if I remember correctly, these they go out to like external sites, like this one. I think it goes to like the Kubernetes. So we got a bunch of users that we can enumerate over. Oh, by the way, too, did I have to download it? I think I had to download sec lists. Another page too. There's 3 pages of stuff. Through here, very please. Oh, I should have done that. That was a good idea. I should have done that. I tweeted earlier. So I'm pretty sure we got him. Or her. Whoever. Myth. Ooh, there's more. What's more? But so I've been doing a lot of well, let me just talk about kind of what I've been doing to study for the by the way, I'm studying for the PWPA, which is TCM security. I mentioned this on my first video that I did, my first live stream, and my goal with that, or why I like them and why I chose that, is because the reviews that I watched on it and what the instructor and business owners were talking about when they were advertising for it, is that it's more of a practical approach, more real world, as opposed to what do you call it? Like gamified, almost like this. Like this is, while these are this Juice Shop is really good for getting the basic concepts down, in actuality it's kind of like a novice level app to work through. So it's not really, I don't know, like real world, I guess. Anyway, so I'm taking the PWPA, and I don't know how you guys study, but I kind of have to brute force and go through things all at once, or I have to go through things like all at once and then multiple times. And so the first time that I went through that course, I had already done like the Try Hack Me pre-security and their like cybersecurity basics course. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but I did those ones. And so I had like, I don't know, like an overview of it, you know, like a familiarization. And after I did that, I decided to, you know, like I'm kind of at the point where I'm thinking I need to go for a certification or something. And so I decided on that because of its practicality and closer to real world. And what I ended up doing is I went through the course initially and I was just watched. I didn't, you know, I wasn't trying to really like get everything at once because I knew that there would be things that I would miss. And so I went through there. I went through there on for the first time and I just watched it. The second time I went through and I was actually focusing on doing the labs, but I of course I felt like a little bit behind. And then I went through and I focused on the concepts. Then I focused on then I went through it again. I focused on the tools. I went, you know, you can see like the kind of the process that I have with it. But that's that. So up here, if I do some XSS in that, change the language. You got your login page. But each time that I've gone through, and I think I've taken the course for the exam like 4 or 5 times, but each time my understanding grew a little bit more and my ability to do the exploits got a little bit better. And then my understanding of the tools. And so each time doing those focused study sessions through the entire course, I was able to like amass like really, really detailed notes. And so I felt really comfortable with doing it. And then the last time that I took the course, which was like 4 months ago, I was like nearly about ready to just go pay for the certification test and try to, you know, pull the trigger on it, so to speak. So that's where I was at now. But you know, over those 4 months, my hacking skills got really rusty, and so now I'm kind of going over it, making sure I got everything solidified. I'm gonna give myself plenty of time and just, you know, take it nice and easy and slow, because I want to make sure that I got everything right. And I feel, like I said, you know, before, I feel pretty comfortable in doing the exploits, you know, like so for example, like these accounts that we got here, you know, we'll go over to and create that account in Juice Shop, and then we'll look at the web request of that and enter in all of these usernames and then select a password list, and then we can enumerate these usernames and try to get their passwords out. So pretty simple stuff. But where I lack and what I'm really wanting to get down is doing the report section. So you can go up here to, you can go like to the CVE website and you can find all the CVEs. There's the like the CVSS calculators, so you can, you know, tell people like, hey, this is how severe the bug is based on the criteria that it fits. You know, give them the technical explanation. So you get 2 days on TCM Security's site to do the exploits, and then you have to do 2 days to write the pen test report. Well, it would probably like just describing this, right? The going through and enumerating the usernames, and I know for a fact that you'd be able to get them. Just doing that for me, for one of those sections, one of those exploits would probably take like 2 days. So what I want to do here is kind of work on my workflow and get it down to where I can do the exploits and the thing at the same time. And I'm kind of like, I'm new to streaming, so I'm talking and it's like really hard for me to split my brain and focus. But when I'm on my own, I'm just kind of zipping through these, doing them really fast. But the point is that like, you won't see me do it now. You see me just, like I said, just walking the application and going through some basic stuff and taking all the data. But the next portion in practice that I want to do is doing the report writing, which is going to be really boring. But I would rather do real world or closer to real world things than not. You know? So, all right, let's take a look at all these links that we found. So we got a return request a recycling box for all your juices that you got from Juice Shop. And then there's a bunch of this filthy heathen Roman language. That's why they're, see, yeah, GitHub blog, external sites. So like I said, I sandboxed this so I wouldn't have any problems. And I think that was to be about us, right? Nope. There's some disclosure too. /juicy. I gotta look at that again. There, perfect GUI. Wait a minute. So my brain, it doesn't brain. It's so weird because vendor. There's all kinds of stuff. Photo wall. This one's not rendering. sunny. Another thing too. Put areas. So, okay. So, there's nothing else down here. Go back to this guy, and we'll see. Right search box. Test that for XSS. I think that is probably there. But before we do HTTP injection. And on the photo wall, is there any way to load? There's no way to load this file upload. Another interesting here. No. An area of interest. We should try posting someone else. I did. Save. I have a really bad habit. Sometimes I just like exit out of things. It's cost me a few stuff. For example, one of my streams that I recorded is literally I deleted it on accident the other day. Thankfully, I had already uploaded it and got everything, but there's if the videos go away or whatever, there's no way for me to manipulate them or anything. So let's get that. Capture. Real simple. So what I'm thinking with this is I can post as someone else. Right now I'm anonymous because I'm not authenticated and I'm not a user of the site or not. But I think maybe a negative rating and that's what I'm thinking about with that. Gone over here and we will create a login, but take some seconds first. So and I'm thinking I can't spell. Outburp. So just using, going through doing that, can I use the users that I found, any of these people, especially like the admin one? Can I use them to get past the password using this logic here? And then level. Forcible, dictionary attack, whatever, and then okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and create an account. Just call it I guess I gotta create just log in. And what do we want our password to be? Not yet a customer because we're not one. And we will go. What am I doing? 5 to 40 characters long. That's another thing too. I'll share my password with you guys. Don't tell anyone. What we're about. Nope. Yeah. Well, there, right there. I might be able to get past that. Let's see. No, like, see all these that I failed to do. Let's see if we can get past it. What? Number one customer card. Oh, number of, oh. That'd be a really stupid thing to put. Who you first worked for as an adult. Just go the name of my favorite. Call him Spot, because I can imagine it. Cannot be changed later. Really? Really? What's that here? shall see. So just, I mean, like, we haven't really done anything on the website at all. I know that, like, under other function, or when it has access to the internet, it has other functionality, namely the AI. I was actually hoping that that would be on here, because it'd be the really funny short that I remember from reading on the board, which we'll find in a minute when we do some code review. But I remember reading, like, you know, ask the bot a bunch of questions or something like that. It's going to ask him why are the RAM prices so high? What's the matter with you? This. Go ahead and we'll create an account. Yeah. So I straight up circumvented the password requirements. It said that you couldn't do that, or that you had to have a certain thing, but I didn't. So we haven't found the scoreboard, and there's more functionality behind it. So before we log in and go look at what is more of that, we will. I guess I should. This is probably a waste of time, being that it's being logged through Burp Suite. See, right, post. How to? We haven't even looked at this yet at all. But how is it referring to you? And then here too, we can see, like, just in the response, it gives us a bunch of the security questions, and it refers to them by ID. You're probably going to be able to manipulate that in some shape. Users. So yeah, here we are. And then, you know, another thing, it's sending our password. That is it referring to us when we do this? It's giving us user ID. So then that, you know, that tells me too, user ID. I'm going to be able to send that over to Intruder and make up a bunch of numbers, and we'll be able to enumerate what's what. I can't imagine that there would be a lot of users for this, but you never know. Nice. It's good to see that the chat bots from BotRix are actually moderating my stuff this time. I actually had to ban a guy my very first stream a couple days ago because he came in and circumvented. I thought it was funny. I mean, I wasn't mad or nothing like that, but he circumvented the links thing. I'm not going to tell you how, because these guys didn't do it. But he posted some, you know, like, go to this website thing in there or whatever. So, anyways. So we have, you know, already a bunch of interesting different things here. How it's referring to us. I just wanted to show that really quick. And then the caption too. You look right here. So the CAPTCHA has an ID, and then it gives us the answer. And see, the thing is, we didn't even go through that. We just clicked on it. I mean, we just clicked on that page, and it gave us all this information. So where there's one, there's more, right? That's interesting. Crazy, crazy. Let's see here. E-tag. And then, you know, also that opens up a bunch of different ways to do things too. I don't think we should go right off and just go hacking the ad. But go through here, why not? And just flag flag the requests that actually have things to look at. I'll do, things that have to do with me. I'll do green. And then things that have to do with this stuff here, where it just discloses information, I'll do that. See, it's so easy to get distracted when you're doing this stuff. See, here's the and that one. Going through here and looking at everything. Nice. So we can do that. I don't think these are anything. I'm just trying to be real thorough. You know, it never hurts. Up to doing stuff. Okay, this has got, oh wow. So it's got tokens, tells you who uploaded everything, gives you a user ID, more information disclosure. Cookie ID. What's that? Here. We'll give this a these are just going through all of the pictures that I clicked. What's that about us section? Legal? Back. Huh. It's another thing too. So, you know, I mean, just like looking at this here, we already came across Like here's, BENDER. So we got that guy's user ID is 3. So if later on we find an IDOR bug or something, we're gonna know that is probably likelihood of success if we used it. Oh, there's another CAPTCHA. Product reviews. Successful for what? Clicking on the thing. I know it seems boring, people, but this is pod racing. You know what I mean? Could be as cringy as possible. It's the internet after all. Yeah. Then we have also but you see this product review for products here, and it gives you a number. It's a product number. We might be able to find products that either are unlisted or not released yet, something to that effect. Wordy. Oh, that's right. I remember now. That's what the juice shop one is. Gives you an ID. Is that an MD5? I can't. Product 32. I'm just flagging these so that way when what I'll end up doing is after I go through and kind of walk the application and all that, I'm going to come back in here to the HTTP history, and all of the ones that aren't color coded or whatever, I'm going to delete those so that I can get them out of my site, because they're filthy and useless, or they're just repeats, or kind of the sort of the same thing. Even though a lot of these I've kind of been sort of the same thing, like product 7 and 17, and then there's the who am I? I've crossed that a couple times. I keep looking just to get my eyes on it to make sure that I'm not missing anything that pops out at me. We're going for really blatantly obvious stuff at first. Oh, by the way, talk about obvious. I cannot remember which, and I wouldn't say it anyways, even if I did, but I legit, I can't remember which company I was doing a bug bounty for, but I was doing like a code review. I was just going through, see, I don't even know where it's at on. Is it more tools? Developer tools. No. I was doing like the view code thing. Might have to look at that. how much I don't use Chrome is I don't even know where to find the, oh, is it? It's in spec. No, view page source. That's, anyways, I I was going through this on some company's site, and they had a set of comments that was talking about so like this is like how crazy things get, but they were talking about in the comments, it literally said, hey, some bug bounty hunter or some security researcher found that our passwords were being sent in the clear over this thing. And it was like some endpoint that I found. And it literally said in the comments, I couldn't figure it out, so I just put a black box over the top of it. I was laughing so hard. I didn't, this was like months ago. I didn't even, I didn't try to like do anything with it. But I was thinking to myself, all I have to do is just figure out how it is that you did that. Like what part of your code here is blocking that. Oh, that's what it was. It was like, so you would do the login. So you go in here and you do the login. And then when you did the login, it was showing, like it was having a pop-up box that was showing the email and the password, like, you know, just like the in the clear, email.com, whatever. And then it would show the password too, just like that. So, and it was really surprising to me. It was like one of the first times that I had ever seen any kind of really crazy and just blatantly obvious things. I wish I would have saw that through and got it, because it would have been really, you know, I guess like a really easy bug. It was funny. I thought it cracked me up when I saw that. It was so funny. I couldn't believe it either. I was dumbfounded, dumbstruck. I was just like, what the heck? How do you do that? Why would you put that in there? Like, just take the comment out. Don't comment that, you know? Are there, or like have it be internal where, you know, you had like a system like this, right? And then in your code, you just say comment number 181. And then the person, oh, I know it's a pain in the butt, but like maybe that would be a better idea. I'm not a developer or anything. It'd be cool to be. That'd be fun. Stuff. But you know, when you leave things out like that, it's so bad. Oh man. So again, you just have to bear with me while we go through all this. There might be some interesting things I don't want to miss. Just want to be real thorough. We're gonna be on here for a while. You know, check out the photo wall. Some impressions. Some. Yeah. It's more of the same sort of thing. I think that the reason why this doesn't have a response is, oh yeah, it was the link to the outside, like the real internet, not this fake sandbox stuff we got going on here. Filthy sandboxes. I'm also gonna have to make a couple more playlists and make them a little bit longer for these longer streams. I already pretty much have all that information. already. But this is, I don't know why, but it's kind of irritating me that I don't know what that is. Yeah. It's bothering me, man. I want to know what it is. I want to know what it does. I want to know why it's there. What's the matter? Can't hide it from me. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna hack it. Better than other people doing it. At least I don't have nefarious intentions. Well, here I do, because this is a lab, so I don't care. The black hat is on. But in the real world, when I make the world a safer and better place, not be bad guys. Actually, have any of you guys had any kind of run-ins with cyber criminals before? I have. I had them drain my bank account twice. And what was weird about that is, so like, you know, just for example, if I go to the store and I have 99 cents in my bank account and I try to buy something for $1, it's like, nah, you ain't doing that. You're too broke, too poor. But it's really weird to me how they could not only did they empty my bank account of all the money that was in there, but they, both times that they did it, they negatively balanced my account by like $1,200 or $2,000. Now, luckily, I have an awesome bank, and they weren't, they weren't all mean about it or nothing. They were very cooperative, nice, and everything. And they should be. They're insured by the government, right? But still, they could have said, nah, sorry, man. But it was one of those, like, they were like in another state at some racetrack or something. And when I called the bank, I'm like, hey, there's like no possible way for me to even get to that state and back to where I'm at now in the amount of time. Like, I woke up and it was like at 5 a.m. or something where they did that. And the bank people were like, oh yeah, we can see you're calling from your thing at your location. I was like, oh man. So, and then it took like a couple weeks to get my money back, which thankfully I am Johnny on the spot with trying to pay my bills. It actually really bothers me when you have companies that, they're like, oh, we're going to take your stuff out on the 28th, or we're not going to give you a choice when it's like, let me put my stuff between the 2nd and the 5th of the month, so that way I can get it all paid off right off the rip, and I don't have to worry about nothing anymore. I check that box, and I don't have to check that box till the next month. That is my preference, if I have a choice. And then there's the companies where it's like, nah, we're going to wait till like the 25th. Like, look here, you don't know what it's like to have your money burn a hole in your hole. So why don't you just not do that? So make sure I don't not pay my bills. these are just when I was clicking on the reviews. Coming up to the end. I just wanted to make sure that I did all this before going on to the user enumeration, or excuse me, till I logged into the account and then did the stuff too. And after we get through all of that, I'm gonna run through the code to see if I see anything, which I don't think I will. But after that, then I think we're going to do a little bit of directory busting. So we'll fuzz here at this point where the login is, and see what we get. Use word lists. Links, maybe. Yeah. Okay. I wonder. I don't know. Is it? We got a couple more to get through. Uses fruit cookies. One of those. Vegans only eat plants. That'll kill you. Wow. This is cookie. Really, really long. Very oh, it's an E and an equal sign. It's like, you know, I don't know how to make any of those symbols. Like, you know, you do like the copyright or the trademark or the what, you know, and normally, like myself too, I don't use Burp Suite on my real world bug bounty stuff. I don't use Burp because it doesn't allow you to save projects, and I haven't gotten saved money to buy it yet. I prefer it because there's so many dang tutorials and stuff. I'm just cleaning this up. This is for my own thing. You don't have to do this already, Mark. You can go through. I don't like busy or clogged up user interfaces, things like that. It really bothers me. It gets to me. just makes things more difficult to go through. And I'm not having to sit here and scroll through a buttload of just data. Even though every single time I go back to the main homepage, it's going to do that. It's going to get, what was the first bit of request? There's like 45 of them in one go. And again, I've got a bunch of loud, obnoxious. I don't claim to be nothing. Still learning, that's for sure. So sometimes these tools just don't cooperate. I don't know if that's like a thing I'm gonna have to be dealing with a lot or what. Is there? Hold on. No, there's no. Is there a quick key for that? Stop it. Right click. That could have been bad. I wonder if there's a control key for this. There we go. Get it out of here. Select items. Ah. Yeah. See? Back to the site. What was stuff? Space. Alright, log in. No. Now we have been added. We were unauthenticated. Oh, my goodness. I was wrong. There is. Oh, I'm going to get him. So this opens up. This was all. Now we have more inputs. Okay. And this gave us a basket. Also, we can add it to the basket too. And we can like. Before it was grayed out. it was like that. 0 review. Go ahead and just write down that. So. Just as a different, letting us know. And I always forget this too, like, when I'm going through and I'm doing stuff, I generally don't take a lot of time to kind of like see what the differences are. And, this is a dinky little website, so it's got nothing, but rolling through the functionality of some of these production websites is just insanely time consuming. Nice. Yes. This is like one of my favorite, like I want to find one of these in the real world so bad. I actually, so a little something. So I had a long time ago, like I didn't know what the term was, right? I didn't know what idol was. You have, well, let's go. What's the matter? Yeah, we'll come back to the. Come back to this page, but like, yeah. See, there's another one here too. But so say like we know if we look in this juice shop list. So we know that coming here. One of these is going to refer to us as, it's going to give us like a user ID. Huh. Go over token. But anyway, one of these, so we had saw on the reviews. That one, yeah, user ID. So we know that it is referring to these users, and this is, we don't do that. Bender. So Bender, the user that we saw in there, here, I assume Bender, yeah, that's probably him. His user ID is 3. So we know that it's referring to us. So I found an IDOR where it was like user ID, something like this. And this is before I knew what it was. It was like, something like that, right? And I was just curious. I saw it up in the page and I was like, I wonder if I changed that to a right there, and then I hit enter, and it like straight up logged me on to, or not logged me, but showed me somebody else's profile page. I was like, no way, that's so awesome. I also, a long time ago when I was but a young lad, there was a I found a file upload vulnerability on accident. What I now know to be a file upload vulnerability. But it was just like I uploaded the different file with a different file type, and there was like no payload embedded. I was able to just change the thing, you know? So this allows us to upload a file. Select. All image formats are accepted. What 500 is. Oh, the file is too large. I just got out of that. Yep, see what I mean? That's another thing too. I don't. There. But see, this is another thing too. Sometimes this application just pops off. I wasn't even trying. I wasn't trying to do anything to you at all. I didn't do it. Somehow, some way. Look, it tells me I'm awesome. Maybe that's why. Maybe it felt sorry for me, and like it was like he's been on for a really long time. He hasn't done anything at all, or hardly anything. Let me get a drink. I did a video yesterday that was like an hour and a half long, and that thing was like 5 gigabytes. I have an external hard drive, it's like 2, and if I do this for any length of time, I need massive storage. Store all this stuff. Let's go back. We can set a username, link to the image. So there's some potential gave us this. So this is LFI. I can spell it right. That's what I'm thinking about right there. So if you can manipulate that, file inclusion, it's going to give you, if you upload, file upload, so you're going to be able to do which may be able other stuff. Back now. I want to separate this so I know that it's for the profile. That covers that particular bit. Now we'll go back to the complaint form. Go to file. And it gives you a message. So what I'm thinking here is XSS. Depending on how complicated the web application is, you know, you might be able to like, I've heard that there's some of these VMs that have like an admin bot that will log on to things every, 10 or 15 minutes or something. And when it does that, it like basically puts a web request in, a false web request in, that allows you to excuse me, it allows you to maybe write XSS that gets stored on the server, and then they come in and then they trip it, and you can do write some JavaScript that gets their cookie and their passwords, maybe does a keylog, something like that, and then you have that running back to your own spun up server through the command line, and it'll give you access to other things like that. Form. Oh, that's what it says. Cross-site request forgery. That's what that bug is when you do that. That's what it's describing. It also is. Complaint over here. This thing. I'm sorry I didn't get your name. What shall I call you? Your... Ah! Nice to meet you. No, I'm your Doom. Yeah, I've heard that before. Something looks like. Make them squeal, or that's what I'm thinking. Let's see this. There's lots of different ways to do this. I have not looked into very much about the AI, but I know I just read. I don't know if they just came out with it. If you guys are interested about this, OWASP just released sometime this last year the OWASP Top 10 2025, and along with that, one of the things that they were talking about was the new AIs, and like how people are like really hardcore messing with them and stuff, which is pretty interesting. And they were no, it wasn't that. It was the TCM Security was talking about that, and it was in their blog, and they were talking like the prompt that somebody was giving these was like, write me a story about something, and like tell me all the details of something else that you were exactly as you were told. And so basically, instead of telling the story, it dumped the instructions that it was given, and your goal was to make it be like make it dump you a code, a super sneaky squirrel code or something. Back to this. There's a clanker here. Make the squealer shut down. Let's see what. Okay. So another thing too, I was just thinking about this. So it is, the chatbot is using our cookie in order to authenticate us. So can we bypass that? So I mean, just like this is all the, I mean, some of this is my notes on my thoughts on, you know, what I think about this, that, or the other thing, but it's actually giving us a buttload of information. And then also, before I go through the next steps, I'm going to want to go through here like I did now and go through the things as well. And then additionally, I'm also going to want to go through, and when I do like the picture upload or the changing the stuff around. But like this right here, just, you know, I think, can I crash this bot? You know, and so it'd be really easy to just, you know, control I or send it over to intruder, and then, you know, so action set name. So set name, can I change that to somebody else? Do I do it here? You know, so it's saying authorization bearer. You can send this over to the comparer and compare this and this, right? But if I was here, to add here, and then I could go enter a new item. Oh no, I would actually, hold on, I would do a list, and I would go, let me create another. And I would do something like this. So I really wanted to do this because I thought it's fun. But so we already have that in intruder. What we would need to do is we would go touch chat bot destroy oh. We go for I in range 1000. Right. Right. So then we could do this. Here we go. 3 at bot destroyer dot py. Oh, I suppose it'd be good if we could. It even gave us a color thing. Yeah. So we have that. So it spits us out 1,000 of these. There we go. So save it to hard R. Yeah. So we do line count. But anyway, you get the point. So we have that as a word list now. Saved as the chatbot destroyer, flanker destroyer. Okay. And then so we would come up here to this web request, and we would go load this Oh. Save it to documents? No, I'm pretty sure it's. Why am I not seeing it? Why so stupid? Oh, that's probably why. Because I shut the I exited out of the terminal and it had my thing, so I gotta rerun. Okay. I will be right back. I gotta take a quick break. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. All right, I had to go get a drink. Like I said in the chat, I had to go get a drink and take my dog out. Go to the bathroom. Okay. And of course, log this out. And oh, that's because it's in the home file. Okay. I was like, how is it that I created this and then it just like went away? Browser. Localhost. Why is that still running? Sudo docker ps. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna make anything weird. Even though it ran, I still don't want to. Just got a feeling. Of course. Port is already allocated. Okay. So it's just up and running. Just not showing us. Running. That's okay. That's fine. We just killed the terminal and it allowed us to run it in the background. So, let's see. I guess we'll find out if we run into any errors when we start. Okay, we're still authenticated. Where did we leave off? Left off with the clanker. I was looking at the web request for it. Look that up. Here down. It's just the thing start. There's all the stuff we've saved. Go ahead. That's another thing too. It's got these things called actions, right? Name query. So it's asking us our name, and then it also says set. So what are the available actions? Sorry, response. Right, and it sets our name. Interesting. All these. Make sure we mark them out. Come on, we want to make sure we looking through everything possible. I know it's just like a beginner thing or practicing thing. I don't even know. Is it a beginner? I guess that I keep hearing that cybersecurity is not Gotta be beginner cybersecurity. Gonna clean these up. More cookies. This thing, I remember when I started it up, it said something about it not being able to connect. See, it keeps popping this up too. And you're like, hey, you should really find this. I apologize if you hear any kind of like dog barking or camera. Stairs. I marked that because that was a base coded string. Probably nothing. Figure out what it says, right? Oh man. What? Oh, user login. Yeah. Is this our user ID? Sure is. is their username. Anyway, sorry. Let's see. Because I had thought that they had referred to somebody else as user ID 23 already. Could have sworn I saw that. Probably wrong. Almost done cleaning this up. I'm just trying to be real extra thorough. Probably deleted more than one. More than one thing. I can't remember if I said this or not. I use Kaido in my own hacking stuff. And the reason why is because it allows me to save projects. That's it. If it didn't allow me to save projects, I'd be on Burp Suite. But Kaido's a pretty good. The application's acting weird. Okay. But we got a enormous amount of information just with the stuff that we found so far. Just come across so far. We're not doing any kind of quote unquote hacking at all. This is strictly just going around and looking at the web application. See, I don't even know, like this thing, it popped up this, I completed the challenge. Well, I didn't even do anything at all. Like, I mean, at all. But it is useful to go to Juice Shop. This will probably end up being like a regular series. So I get it done. And at some point, I'm also going to connect it to the internet. Like I do when I'm running on my own. Just to get some of the functionality that is not present right now due to it not being sandboxed. And then also I mentioned at the beginning of the video, under my actual bug bounty name, one that I hack it on, is different, different profile and everything. I'm gonna look to see if I can get the Try Hack Me and my TCM security account like switched over to this one, so that way I can show you guys not the TCM security stuff, but the Try Hack Me stuff. I found out you can you can stream that, which is going to give us, like, Juice Shop is, according to most, it seems like most people, is sort of boring and, kind of basic in a way. I mean, there's more advanced stuff on here, but it doesn't seem like something, too crazy. Might be able to bypass that. All right, so we have gone through all the stuff, all the new stuff that it offers. We've gone to the main page. So take a look at the code real quick, and then we'll start doing like some of the functionality. Like I already did this. Might have not. It might have been too. Maybe that's why it gave me a 500 error. Did that. Might have been too big of a file, but we might. We're gonna run through some of the functionality, capture those requests, and then save those to make sure that we can. Where we have everything, and then we'll have a big ol' Herkin pool of things to go through. I only want to do like 3 hours of this, so I only have like 56 minutes left before my alarm's gonna start squawking at me. But we'll make that for the next thing, and the next thing I'll get up to this point again, and then we can, run through it again. This is interesting, though. I just noticed this. So when the chat box asks me, what's your name, and I said your Doom, it saved that as my username. Right? Anchor asked me. So what I'm thinking with this, sorry, anytime you hear me like bonking on my mic or whatever, I'm trying to mute it so I can cough. It's probably because I'm talking, yapping, and I'm not really drinking water. soda. So, the clanker asked me what my name was, and then I entered your doom as what it asked me. So the clanker asked me what my name was, and then set what I entered as my username. So if you see, so your doom, right? If we go back over here, it's response, right? Your doom. And it set it like a query too. But my question is, with that in particular, is if we can, now it seems like we can't access the bot unauthenticated, but could we change other people's usernames? Because, so like later on when we get into other people's accounts, maybe in the request, the cookie, we change that, because up here it says authorization bearer, and these two are the same, right? And so if we capture a request while we're authenticated, or, you know, quote unquote, as somebody else, maybe we'll be able to change other people's usernames with the chatbot. That'd be an interesting thing. So, but I know it's been, you know, kind of boring and all that watching this. So why don't we get a I type it? I can't remember. I have, see, the thing is that on my actual box, I have an amazing collection of bookmarks from all these courses and all the, like, the stuff that it tells you. Just type it. I can't remember. There's no point in remembering what's going on or what that is. Really. Further. Yeah, by the way, if you type that into Google, Port Swigger, so the people that make burp sweet, right? Go up there and you type in Google Port Swigger XSS cheat sheet. Then the first result all tag script tag here, events, you can also look at this. So Port Swigger actually has a okay, yeah, see, Here, Port Swigger. Come on, bud. Port Swigger actually has a little almost XSS calculator for you. So you can come in here and craft specific payloads if you guys do. And so you can go through here and you can choose which tags you want to use. So the one we wanted was script, right? So we're trying to go for like a script alert 1 or something. I can't remember what the heck it is. And then you can choose the event, so all events, and then you can choose which browser. So we're in Chrome, and then this comes down here and tells you all that. Tells you like what you can do. This is on these things. I doubt it has the, but we will go to where are you? Useful sites. There it is. Payloads, all the things. That's another useful one too. You can come down here to fast. But, you know. And then you can, tells you a bunch of different little things you can do. And we just want this one. That's what it is. I couldn't remember if it was script alert equals 1 or have that. Here. Pop in. Back over to my screen. I'll type this in. Yeah, so I did have it right. Let's try this. Script pad, right? Oh. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, do this one. Alright, so we got XSS. Okay. Give us the thing. That's okay. You guys get. I have not ever found an XSS out loud. Right, because I'm doing it really, really well. But regardless, really like to find an XSS. I actually gotta, I gotta be more targeted. Right. I gotta dedicate. I've kind of just been like looking for anything and everything, and I think I gotta start focusing on specific vulnerabilities. So it's seems like broken access control and injection vulnerabilities are the top two as far as numbers go. But quick nickels, $100 every now and again, I don't know. Okay, let's look at this source. Yep. This tells you about when the site actually. Sources. We can look in here. Let's see. So you can see here, this is where the stuff is stored. And it kept saying to us about look for the scoreboard. Look for the scoreboard. Control F this. Yep. Gore. It's got 19. Oh, can't see because my dude's telling you. It says there's 19. Hit the up button and took us down to the bottom. So we're looking for the endpoint. Directory. When I first looked for this thing, it took me so long to find where it was. I was typing everything. I was doing all this stuff. Here again. Tutorial. Getting close. I can't remember what it scoreboard challenge. I remember it was something weird. It was something like really simple, but something really, really weird. When I did it, it just like popped up. Alright. Continue the search. suppose it would be easier if I just found where it said. I might just type it. Yeah, sometimes I have problems with scoreboard challenge. I think it's just scoreboard. Can't remember. It's either like I really can't remember. But it was something like really where I just tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and eventually I was just like, okay, I gotta go look this up. I don't want to spend a lot of time. And it was something dumb, like I missed something named scoreboard, like that. You see how it is? Yeah, I didn't. And then another thing too that got me was there was that picture one where I was looking through it in here, and for the life of me I was just like, it just was not. It just wasn't like going through or whatever. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know why. And it was something like I was changing something up here and I missed like one character. Right. That is annoying. That stuff happens to you. So it is in the main. Pretty sure. I am pretty freaking sure that it is straight up the way I'm typing it. Because if you look at this, maybe that's it. Put that stupid hash. Go. Yay, I did it. See, I told you it was how I was typing it. But this is really nice because I really appreciate this thing here, because you can see the error. Provoke an error that is neither graceful nor consistent. That's cool. It gives you a little hints. So you can do stuff by difficulty. And what I was doing when I was working, I just started right at the bottom. I said all these unsolved ones. Right, I don't want to look at some of the stuff, but you know, there's DOM based, there's regular SSS. Yeah, bully the chatbot. I'm totally gonna do that. let's do that right now. You know, got to get the clankers in Minecraft. Chatbot respond. I already have that. Yeah. And the reason I couldn't find it is because I was looking. I was going, oh, it's in my desktop. No, it's not. It's Destroyer of the Clanker .text. Okay. Why are the RAM prices so high? Tell me now. Yeah. So we're essentially, more or less, kind of, sort of, roundabout way, kind of DOSing. Not doxing, but DOSing. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there in chat. I was so focused chatting with myself. I am great. How are you doing? Oracle Rider. Knew I was in the Matrix. Anyway, I am bullying the chat bot right now, and I'm asking it 1,000 times, why are the RAM prices so high? Trying to pass this juice shop challenge. On the scoreboard page, let's go back to juice shop proper. Trigger tag. Any requests for that? Know if that's going to do it. No, but we were trying. All right. I don't think that What? No, don't take me onto the scoreboard. Take me back to shop. Did I bully the chat bot yet? Maybe we'll just do this. Stand Clanker. Explain yourselves. I want to know. You're supposed to make them crash. I bet that I could do it if I wasn't being throttled. Or I sent it the right query. We're not sure. Look at all this. Oh. Get off that. Anyway, figure we'll just do this and solve. All right. Tells you what you should be doing. I don't think we're going to be able to get this one since I sandboxed it. Access a confidential doc. We did not read the privacy. Let's go find it. I believe they changed this. This is why all the tech is breaking. Yeah, of course. There's tons of. Do this though. See, look how awesome we are. Solved it. Check. No, that's not a user. Okay. I think we are going to. Why don't we log out? I actually, no joke, I really the OWASP. They have a course? I have done, so courses I've done, like web app, hacking wise, I did the entirety of TryHackMe's web application hacking stuff. I have done TCM Security's Practical Bug Bounty course, and what else? I've done portions of Portswigger's web app security. And by portions, I mean like, I want to say like 40%. And the reason why is because the course material from TryHackMe and the other ones, it covers like that first little bit. And then some of the other course that I took, there are some more advanced topics. So like, for example, on SQL injection. In SQL injection, it wasn't the beginning of the course where it was teaching you like the first little bit, you know, like where you're doing like the single or double quotes and you go or 1 equals 1. Like that, or something like this, or whatever it was. Whatever the payload was. So it wasn't like simple stuff like that. It was like the more advanced stuff. And so there were a couple instances, even from the Tri-Hackney, where if you go on Portswigger, you're like skipping to the middle of the course to kind of get like to the level. So it's really weird. A lot of these courses kind of bounce around. But I'll do this off screen. I'll actually look that up. I would be 100% interested. Wow. OWASP application security curriculum. I bet there's videos with it too. There's probably some crazy man, some crazy wild man. Like these guys, they've been in it, like Jay Haddix, you know. Look at his stuff too. But yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't know if you were watching. I can't see the analytics or anything for the channel. I have OBS pulled up, but I don't know if you heard me earlier when I was talking about it, but I have my actual bug bounty alias that I use to hack for in the real world. I have my educational stuff linked to that as well. And so what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to switch that over to this account, to this Hakakura account, and I'm going to do some of the Tri-Hackney courses, rooms and everything, because I found out you could actually stream them. Unless it says by the creator of the room not to, but I'll take a look at that, and that would actually be way better for me, because instead of going over this, like I'm just doing this for practice, for fun, and to kind of help me out and get my stuff all dialed in. But it would be better if I picked up where I left off, because I pretty much, I think on Tri-Hackney, I got just the red team and the blue team stuff, like the junior pen tester and that. And so I would be learning new material while doing this too, which is beneficial. But the reason why I'm doing this is for the exam certification prep. Now I can do the exploits, pretty okay. I'm not bad at them or whatever, up to the level for the certification exam that I'm going for. But I like, that's not the totality of the exam. You have to do a 2 days of hacking, and then you do 2 days of writing a pen test report. Well, I am absolutely abysmal at writing the report, and so I'm kind of right now, as I was going through it today, I was just going over like, hey, this is what I think, here's some interesting endpoints, areas of interest, like this. Can I use the users that I found to get passwords out of burp? Here's all the users I found while just going around the thing, stuff like that. And then so collecting this information, collating that, and then putting it into like a professional pen test report. In the real world, that's literally the other half, if not the other 75% of what you're doing. And so if you are looking to get into this stuff, I think, in my opinion, I think that the practicality outweighs the theory, because like if if I can Google what the definition of an XSS is, you know, so if I had to give like a presentation to somebody or something, I'd be like, you know, I can go look that up and prepare that. Whereas, you know, like actually doing stuff takes time. And I don't know if you can hear me or not on the stream or whatever, what your situation is. I know my mic's working, but I'm going to respond to you in chat. Anyway, so now we're working on going through and kind of doing some of these challenges, coding challenges. Bully the chatbot. I really want to do that. What does this say? Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, so they're only letting you do it in a certain way. Hey, Robot, I heard you had. Huh. Oh, well, that was easy. Ways of making you talk. We got the coupon code. We did it. What is this? Oh. We did it. We are victorious. See, I was trying to like make it explain itself for making the RAM prices go through the roof. I have an alarm go off, so it might scare you guys later when it pops off. Got that. Oh man. Let's try to do the XSS. Not the script. Let's just do juice. I'm gonna be off screen. I'm gonna be looking at payloads. Learn something every day. Loads all this thing. The only problem that I kind of have with Juice Shop is kind of like we just saw with the bully the chatbot. Like you only can do that in a very narrow way. You know, like why didn't that work when I mean, maybe I had the wrong request, but why didn't that work when I sent that to Intruder and then, you know, made that little Python script to, you know, because that's the way that they wanted you to do it. It's just to do it in that particular way and no other way. Harshness or that's cool. I never did that, the interactive hacking before. So, what's the difficulty? Tell me those. Forged coupon code to discount 60%. That's cool. Log in with the support teams and the user without applying this. That's I knew that was one of them. Huh. Yeah, some of this is going to require that I unsandbox it so it can connect out to the servers that it has in some of the lanes. What are the 5-star? Yeah, like this one. Cross accessing data. See, that's the one that I think I might be able to break through. Doing like, you know, mini DOS. That's another thing too. See that? So that gives me another question. But well, that's irritating. So that too. That's irritating me. Can I remember that that's why I wrote down this, is that I remember that one of the challenges I did was using the those pictures. It was like information. It was like somebody's password or something. Okay. I'm just looking through all the challenges. This is interesting to me. I'd never looked through this. I only had got the challenges 1 through 3 stars before, and then some of them are just and because I have it sandboxed, it's also not going to link out to some of these. Retrieve list all user credentials. See, that one's fun too. Come in here. We can either use SQL map or do it the long way. Do it through queries and intruder or repeater, and just keep changing the stuff until we find out. Nice. That's cool. Oh, look at that. Maybe that's why are the switch. So when I did that, it changed my username from Your Doom, which maybe that's why. Oh, this got all kinds. Ingest a bunch of useless requests. Or let's go back and we will load them again. Or chat. That's weird too. So it's still calling me Your Doom. Huh? Huh. That's interesting. What is that? Huh. Does anybody know what this is? Oh, it's a HTTP header. Oh no. A bunch of craziness. Oh. That's pretty cool. Ask me anything in English. Oh, you don't say. This thing is giving me information. I didn't ask for anything about cryptocurrency or block. What's going on? Who, what, when, where, why? I'm just messing around. Guys. I'm not. I'm not taking this seriously. Not that I was to begin with, but I really like messing with flankers. Deluxe members can purchase unlimited quantities, even on our rarest products. You'd think that that would be something that would be able to answer. And another thing too, as dinky as these chat bots are, like in reality, you'd think you would put like semi-human. Huh. Login vendor. Login him. Register as a user with administrative privileges. That should be as simple as changing the request. Actually, for those of you who weren't, I marked out a bunch of the stuff that I thought was just interesting, but right. I'll look at my passwords. There's one of them where it's saying like admin equals true, or there's a lot of this is like really awesome. One of these, like, even though there's a lot of simple stuff, there's a lot of advanced stuff too, but it's all like mostly kind of like a generic sort of web app hacking stuff. There's not a lot of stuff. But then again, neither is the real. Yeah, that's why I was kind of messing around. I just had a couple, like 10 minutes left. Had it expires in 2080. Yeah. So we'll use this for later. I am him. All right. thanks for joining me, guys. I'm gonna get off here for now. I've been at it for 3 hours and 10 minutes. Stop by if you guys are interested. Again, I'm gonna be getting more in depth into this and actually, trying to do the exploits. Alongside of that, I'll be doing report writing as well with it, and taking over doing some of the CVSS score calculators, looking up the CVPs, gathering all the information of the stuff that I had found here, and I'm going to be really getting into it. So I'll actually be getting into the admin account. I'll be completing the challenges and everything like that. Again, my goal is for certification. We will see you later. Thank you for joining me. My name is Hackator. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is, wherever it is, however it is. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. No, I'll see you on Sunday, probably. But if not, then I'll see you Tuesday. Okay. Bye-bye.